everyone. I am Bamilbis. I've been doing some work around the place. Mostly I've been working with sheep. I've been trying to breed different colors of sheep to get some wool going. Let's see. So I had this idea of making different pens for all the different colors, but then I was like, you know what? I'll bet they just randomize themselves just fine. So what I've been doing is just growing them inside of there, letting them breed and letting them get random. The idea is for the herd to get bigger and bigger, and it'll get more and more diversified as it grows. And then if I need specific sheep for a specific color, then I suppose I can make the dye and make those at that time. But for now, we're just going to let the law of averages and probability shape it. And yeah, so that's the sheep. Let's see, can we get out of here? I haven't done much around here. I've just been breeding cows and pigs. I just harvested a bunch of them. Chickens are going pretty well, about 2.5 stacks. I've gone ahead and with birch filled in the entire underside and put glowstone in there. Skelly up there. I need to get the scaffolding, the dirt block scaffolding rails out of there. It's the last thing I have left to do on that. But I think it looks a lot better. It's definitely not as dark as it used to be. This whole area is lit up now, and that's kind of what we were going for. I did put in the item elevator. I'll show you that real quick. Here, I'll meet you down at the bottom of the mine. Okay, so as we talked about, there's the item elevator. It goes all the way up into the base. I need to fill that in. I built the orientation wrong when I dug it down, so I ended up with this shaft here that I don't really need. The way it needed to go was the shaft had to go this way. So you can see this vertical wiring here where it just goes redstone block, redstone block, redstone block, all the way up to the top. That's what keeps the items moving as they go up. So the way it works is you put stuff in here. Do I have anything? Yeah, I'll put some coal in there. Although I want some of that coal. Nah, that's full up. Alright, so we'll put the coal in there. And then there's a hopper that drains it, puts it into the vertical dropper column, and that whole load of coal will end up right there in my fort. Eventually, I'll have water troughs going from the branch mines and just feeding all that stuff right into that hopper. So I'll be able to keep mining down there, just come to the end of the branch mine and dump all my stuff into a water trough that runs down here, and that'll just automatically bring all of the stuff into this vertical dropper column. The way this works, it's a little bit tight. Let's see. The way it works, it's basically two components. It might look like a lot of redstone, but it's really not. What you got is two components. There's a clock, right? This right here is a clock, and then there is a pulse lengthener, which is all of these comparators going in a circle. That clicking is really annoying. There it goes. It stopped. Right? So from that torch this way, just kind of disregard that. This all by itself is a clock, and the only reason it's not clocking right now is because this torch is on, and this torch is on is because these have stopped the loop, right? So let's get rid of that torch, and you can see this clock just goes. There's a standard little clock. It goes. This repeater has to be on the second pulse. If it's on the first pulse, it'll burn itself out. See, it burns out. So you got to put on the second pulse, and then it works. And it just makes a clock. It goes round and round and round and round. On and off, on and off. That's a clock. So when it's hooked up to here, it runs this whole vertical column, and that's what causes all the items forced up the dropper. What this is a pulse lengthener. So when there's something in this bottom dropper, put a piece of gunpowder in there, that turns on, right? And when that turns on, all these comparators light up, and this torch right here goes out, which allows the clock to work, right? The torch is out, clock works. We take that gunpowder out of there, that torch eventually will go on. These things, the pulse lengthener, goes round and round. Every time it goes, it gets a little bit weaker, a little bit weaker, a little bit weaker, until finally it runs out. We can help it along just to speed things up. Okay, so now it's out, the torch comes on, and the clock stops. When the clock stops, I hear a zombie. All right. So basically, that's it. I hope that's that makes sense. The comparator detects something's in there. There's a repeater to boost that, because the comparator, if there's only one thing in there, it's a very weak signal. So the repeater boosts it to full strength. That starts this pulse lengthener, so this stays on for a long time, which allows enough time for the very last item to make it all the way to the very, very top. And while that's happening, this redstone turns off, which allows the clock to work, which turns on the dropper elevator. So I'll send these cowhides up. It makes a lot of clicking at first, but once it gets going, it gets quiet. See, you can hear it just got quiet. And it won't start clicking again until the very last item is going up. So that's how it works. All right. Let's head over to the Skelly farm. Okay, I've cleaned this up quite a bit. I put a little crafting station here, although I don't have my enchantment table yet. I'm short one obsidian block, but I'll get that made up and stick that in there so we can make XP, come right over here and enchant. Got a couple books ready to go. I've come across a bit of a problem. Here's the spawner in there. I went ahead and I put some lights in there so we can see. Alright, there's the spawner. Everything flows. They come up the elevator here, and they drop down here. But I noticed after I collected a few skeletons, we stopped spawning skeletons. And I know the spawner looks, and if there's too many skeletons in the area, then it won't spawn any. I thought it was 9 by 9, which is inside the room, but it's not. It'll spawn inside that 9 by 9, but it actually looks in a 17 by 17 square. And if there's any skeletons in that area, then it's not going to spawn anymore. And that's why it's shut off. It's not just the light that's on. It's that these mobs here are too close to the spawner. They have to be not 17 away. The box is 17, so if you went up to 18, that'd be 9 away. So let's see, that's 4, 5. This wall is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They have to be outside this line. So what I need to do is, instead of bringing them up, moving them over and dropping them, what I need to do is bring them up and then move them this way and drop them. So right here is where they need to drop, not over here. But other than that, I've got my room pretty much set up. This is I think this is temporary. At least I'll put them in the wall and make them look kind of nice. I have my chests over here because these things drop a lot when they're spawning properly. I set it up. These are all going to be arrows. These will all be, I think, bone meal, bows that drop, and then armor that drops. Okay, I went ahead and I made the derpiest little potion stand you ever did see, but I made it, and I was able to brew a splash potion of instant healing. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of everything in my inventory except that, and we'll see how much loot we get off of these guys. I don't want to forget those. Put all my stuff over here. Everything except the potion. So I put this wall clock up here just so I could tell kind of what time of day it is. So right now it's middle of the day, so we should have our best spawn rates I was actually looking, and nighttime doesn't slow it down that much. If it does, it's barely noticeable. So I gotta look up this black stained glass. If it, I'm not sure if that's gonna mess up my spawn from the light in here going in there. If it does, I'll leave it as is. If it doesn't, then I'll replace those 2 blocks so I can see in there better. But anyway, turn the light off. I've got myself a potion of instant healing. It's a splash potion. And I've been letting these guys go for, I don't know, I just went and made lunch. So it's probably been 15 minutes-ish. 10, 15 minutes. Anyway, go ahead and throw this potion. And we'll see what we get. Alright, and so we got a stack and almost 2 stacks, a stack and almost 2 stacks, a bunch of bows. We got Unbreaking 2, Power 1, some bows and some armor. So that's pretty much it. That's why we built this thing, is for the loot and for the XP. Oh, and XP, we're up to 33, and I think we started with 10, as I recall. So, not bad. Okay. I have some projects that are going to require a ton of iron. And that means we're going to need an iron golem farm. In order to make an iron golem farm, we're going to need villagers. And I've been around, I found a village. It's really far away though, and I don't really want to spend the resources to build mine tracks to move villagers from 1,000 blocks away, 500 blocks away, whatever it is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make right here kind of a poor man's mob trap. And one of the side benefits of that is I'm going to be able to get zombie villagers, and I'll be able to cure them. So I'm going to build this with curing zombie villagers in mind. So let's get started with that. I think I want to make it out of, I don't really want, I kind of want to, I don't want to use cobblestone. I want to use a smooth stone because that's kind of the theme down here, right? There's smooth stone everywhere. And I know I have a ton of smooth stone made up. Alright, got the smooth stone. I'm just going to kind of get to work on building this thing. Right here should be good. I might have to bring that down a little bit so I can see further and get more mobs. None of this is lit up very good, so this should be perfect for making a mob trap. So let's get started. Need a place for the mobs to drop.
Okay, I'm going to try something I've never done before. On this video, I'm going to go ahead and compress this this portion of the build. This video is getting a little bit long, and I need to kind of save some time. Plus, this is a boring part. But I also, on the same token, want to get it in there because it's part of building this mob trap. So I'm compressing the video and then recording this and adding it back in on top. So ideally, when it's done, the voice is normal and the video is compressed. So during this time, I'll kind of describe what's going on in the video as well as maybe give a little background on myself. So in the video right now, I just finished creating the trench where the mobs will be standing when we're attacking them. And now I'm getting to the part where we're going to stand to attack the mobs. So about myself, I've been playing Minecraft now for 6, maybe 7 months, so not very long. I'd say my influences are probably Monkey Farm and Seth Bling for redstone. I have a little bit of a electrical background with previous job of mine, so the redstone kind of makes sense to me, and I'm able to work with that pretty well. However, as far as artistic ability, I can't match Redstone or some of the other YouTubers out there. So, people make some really amazing builds, and I'm nowhere near there. I'm more just make the meat and potatoes, make it work. So I'm trying to work on my artistic side, but maybe it's just a skill you either have or you don't. So I started making these YouTube videos. I make them with my son. He's a Bamilbis Jr. He is 11 years old, and he's into Minecraft as well. We have a private server that my two boys and myself play on, and then we have this YouTube channel that we like to add to. Um, so yeah, it's fun. Uh, in the video here, we finished the trench. We're just putting the roof on. That keeps mobs out and spiders and stuff from coming down on you. This mob trap works for Enderman. It works for everything, really. It works for Enderman, creepers, skeletons, zombies. But we're building it with the purpose of getting zombie villagers. So right now, this is just the basic, generic, vanilla mob trap. If you stopped right here, you'd have a workable uh, mob mob trap. And the idea is you just kind of run in with the mobs chasing you. They fall into the trench, and you fall onto the roof right here, and that enables you to stand down here and attack the mob's feet. I'm getting rid of this outer rim because the goal of this is to catch zombie villagers and cure them. So by replacing this outer rim of smooth stone with stained glass, that's going to enable us to stand at the bottom and see what type of villager or what type of zombie we have above us, whether it's a regular zombie or a zombie villager.
Okay. All right, so now you can see as they fall through, you can see through the glass and see what you're hitting. Then what we're going to want to do is build an area for mobs to fall down. Right? So I think what I'm going to do is make this green stained glass. Yeah. So that'll be an area. Let's see. That will be an area. That'll be a block. And that'll be a... Did I pick the wrong one? I think I did. Alright. So those will be 4 shafts going down. Let me put my floor in right now. Levers go here. right? So we're going to want a block there with a sticky piston there. So let's get that in there. That. And then if I power this block, could power that block. Power that block. Redstone right there. Can't remember. No, that's not what I want. I think that'll work though. All right. Strap. Because it's not going into it. There we go. So normally it's like that, and then we have a village zombie right there on that spot. Throw that, he'll drop down into the puddle of water, close it again, and then we can go cure him. And I'll do that all the way around. Alright, so then they fall in there. All we need now is a way to get them out. So I'm just going to make a little door in the back that gets to them. That's that one there. So we want those to be sticky. And to have it powered. That's already kind of cluttered in here. I don't want more levers. I'm just going to put the lever out here. Boom. And that would be our zombie. That gets him out, and we can do it for our villager. Once he's cured, we can open the door and let him out. He comes in as a zombie villager. Once he's cured, we can open that up, and he can come out as a villager. And then the thing's ready for the next one. Great. Let me, I'll just finish up the remaining 3, and we should have a working mob trap. All we need is some mobs. Run around and see if we can't attract some. There's a zombie, skeleton, some more skeletons over here. So they're coming. Right? Once they're here, then you just kill them. Alright, well there's a zombie. It's not a zombie villager. But I can at least demonstrate how it would work if he was a zombie villager. You just get him into the trap, along with all the rest of them. Oh, I have he's holding a bow, so he won't despawn. Get him on there. There you go. Close that. Now we got him trapped. He's down here. He's got a bow, so he won't despawn. And if there's a zombie villager, then we just cure him. Once he's cured into a villager, we can let him out, and then we'll end up with a pile of villagers down here. And then that's what we can use to seed our iron golem farm, rather than toting villagers from the other side of the world. By the way, this does work for, where'd he go? Teleport? It does work for Enderman. Lost him though. The Endermen go down there in the hole and you can just hit their feet and they end up dying. It works for creepers as well. They fall into the hole. They won't explode because they can't see you. Once you're down here, you just hit him and he dies. So you can farm gunpowder that way. Sun's coming up. No zombie villagers. Have to get it another night. Anyway, thanks for watching. See you next video.